Hello everyone and welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar News Updates, your trusted place for all things related to the IQD. Today's update is one of the biggest we've seen in months, and you do not want to miss a second of it. There's a lot of buzz, and yes, it's true. The U.S. Federal Reserve is now collecting the 25,000 Iraqi dinar notes, and many insiders believe this is a major sign that a high rate is coming very soon. What does this mean for you and your future? Why now? What should you be doing to prepare? Stick with us till the end because this information could directly impact your financial future in a massive way. Let's begin with the breaking news. The U.S. Federal Reserve has reportedly started collecting large quantities of the 25,000 IQD notes through various financial networks and intermediaries. This action is raising eyebrows because this specific note has long been associated with pre-revaluation speculation. It's one of the highest denomination notes still in circulation in Iraq today. And if the Fed is actively removing them from the system, it likely signals a preparation for a major rate shift. Central banks don't just collect currency without purpose. It's about liquidity control, supply management, and paving the way for a possible revaluation or redenomination of the Iraqi dinar. Many financial experts believe that the collection of 25,000 dinar notes is an effort to reduce the number of high-denomination bills in circulation before a rate adjustment is implemented. This is a common strategy used in monetary reform. It helps prevent market shock and keeps inflation under control. Removing large notes forces users into a newer, more organized currency system. It's similar to what other countries have done before implementing currency value changes. So, if you're holding on to those 25K notes, this might be a crucial moment for you. The signs are all pointing towards something big on the horizon. Let's talk about why the 25,000 note is so important. This note was introduced during a time of high inflation and instability in Iraq. It allowed the government to manage huge cash transactions more easily. But in today's economy, that same note now represents a symbol of the old system. A system that is slowly being replaced by one that's digital, accountable, and much more stable. The collection of this note by the Fed and its partners suggests that Iraq may be moving closer to introducing lower denominations and possibly a new exchange rate that better reflects the current state of its economy. If we follow the pattern of previous revaluations around the world, this is how it usually begins. First, the highest denomination notes are targeted and pulled from circulation. Then the central bank begins introducing new denominations to stabilize cash flow. In Iraq's case, we've already heard reports of plans to issue lower denominations like 250, 500, and 1 dinar notes with new values. These changes wouldn't make sense without an updated rate to go with them. In fact, many analysts say the new system cannot work without a stronger dinar. That's why this step is so critical. Now, let's tie this to international banking behavior. Why would the U.S. Federal Reserve, a major player in global finance, get involved in collecting Iraqi currency? One answer could be oil. Iraq is rich in oil reserves, and its financial future is closely tied to energy exports. A revalued dinar could lead to stronger oil deals, better trade relations, and increased global investment. The Fed may be getting ahead of the curve by gathering what may soon become rare and highly valuable notes. It's no secret that governments and banks position themselves long before public announcements are made. For Iraqi citizens, this moment represents an opportunity and a warning. While the government continues to stabilize the economy, they are also urging citizens to exchange old currency and open bank accounts. You've probably seen reports about new financial centers opening across the country. These centers not only give citizens incentives to open accounts, but they also earn bonuses when people turn in old zero notes. These programs are designed to shift Iraq into a modern financial system, and they need the people's cooperation. It's not just policy anymore. It's about changing lives and restoring trust in money. So where do you stand in all of this? If you're holding 25,000 notes, the smart move is to stay alert. Keep track of announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq and major financial news. Don't assume the value will remain the same. As history shows us, currencies can change overnight, especially during times of reform. Be cautious about rumors, but don't ignore the real indicators we're seeing now. This collection by the Fed is not just a coincidence. It's a strategy, possibly the final phase before a long-awaited reset. Many viewers have asked, will there be a new exchange rate soon? While no official rate has been announced yet, the collection of 25,000 notes is a major clue. It tells us the monetary environment is changing. When you remove high-denomination notes, you reduce the money supply, which can create room for a higher rate. If demand stays strong and supply drops, that naturally strengthens a currency. In economic terms, that's textbook behavior. Add in Iraq's push for international trade, oil-backed reserves, and digital banking growth, and you've got the recipe for a higher value dinar. Now, let's talk about financial planning. What should you do now if you own dinar? First, organize your holdings and check the condition of your notes. Second, follow only credible news. Avoid hype channels and unreliable rumors. Third, consider what a rate change would mean for your finances. Would you exchange immediately or wait for further increases? These are questions you need to answer now before the changes happen, because once the revaluation is announced, the market will move fast. You won't have time to think. You'll need to act. One of the big misunderstandings out there is that the revaluation will be sudden and chaotic. That's not likely. Most monetary reforms follow a roadmap. Right now, Iraq is implementing those steps. Public education, bank incentive programs, currency collection, digital infrastructure, these are signs of an organized plan, and when that plan reaches its final step, a new exchange rate, you'll be in a better position if you've been paying attention and preparing. It's not about guessing, it's about seeing the signs and understanding what they mean. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Iraq's journey hasn't been easy. Decades of conflict, sanctions, and instability have kept the country from realizing its full economic potential. But today things are shifting. Prime Minister Soudani and the CBI are focused on stability, transparency, and growth. The push to clean up corruption, enforce banking regulations, and collect large notes is all part of a master plan. They are rebuilding Iraq's financial foundation, and when that work is done, the dinar will reflect it, not just in reputation, but in real value. You may be asking, what role do global powers play in this? The answer is a big one. Countries like the US, China, and others have a vested interest in Iraq's future. That's why you're seeing moves like the Fed collecting dinar and even discussions about using the yuan in some transactions. It's about preparing for a multipolar financial world where Iraq isn't just surviving but thriving. If the dinar is strengthened, it adds another voice to the global stage. That's a major geopolitical win, not just for Iraq but for global investors too. There are still hurdles to overcome. Skeptics point out corruption, slow reforms, and regional tensions. Those concerns are real, but they don't erase the progress that's been made. Every major currency reset has had its doubters. The key is consistency, and Iraq's leadership is showing it. By controlling cash flow, incentivizing account use, and embracing modern banking practices, they're preparing the ground for something far bigger. And if you're following the clues, you'll see that this is not just another rumor cycle, it's a legitimate transformation. So, what's the final word? If the Federal Reserve is truly collecting 25,000 dinar notes, then you can be sure of one thing. They know what's coming, and if they're getting ready, then so should you. Don't wait for headlines, be informed. Take steps now, because when the revaluation hits, it will reward those who were prepared, not those who hesitated. Whether you're a small investor or a long-time holder, your next move could define your financial future. That's why we urge you to stay alert, stay educated, and stay connected to what matters. Thank you for watching Iraqi Dinar News Updates. We're here to bring you clear, reliable updates without the hype because your time and your future deserve the truth. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with others who are invested in the IQD journey. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a key update. Leave a comment below. Do you think the high rate is finally on its way? Have you noticed anything strange at your bank regarding the 25,000 notes? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay informed, stay ready, and stay hopeful.